In Severance, Lumon Industries isn't just a workplace, it's a world of its own. A cold corporate labyrinth sealed away from reality.
What is it we actually do here?
But step outside and you'll find a whole other world.
It's not our world up there.
From the eerie streets of Kier's town to the breathtaking wilderness of Woe's Hollow, we're taking you straight to the real-life filming locations of Severance.
You stand upon sacred earth.
These places hold secrets, atmosphere, and maybe even a few hidden clues about the world beyond the severed floor. So, what are you waiting for? Let's explore the places where Severance comes to life.
You are so awesome.
Our journey begins here in Kingston, New York, one of the oldest cities in the state and a place where history meets the modern world. Nestled along the Hudson River, Kingston was once the first capital of New York back in 1777. But for fans of Severance, it holds another secret. It's one of the key filming locations for the world of Kier. The suspension bridge, Irving's home, and many of the street locations from the show were filmed here.
And this is the bench where Irving sat.
We start our location tour of Kier at Cornell Park, the location of the bench where we see Irving sitting reading, as we begin to learn more about his life outside of the severed floor. It's a quiet, unassuming location, but it just happens to be the epicenter of many of the locations used in Severance.
So we just met some new friends who gave us some really interesting information about the filming here, because they live here. And so we're going to go check out a few of these places.
The intersection of Union and Wirtz plays host to a number of scenes in the show. With Suspension Bridge as backdrop, it's home to Irving's mysterious phone calls. Standing in this intersection and filming from this angle, you can clearly see these distinctive houses that show up to the left of Irving as he makes his call. And me being me, I couldn't help myself but imagine entering the phone booth placed here by production design for this atmospheric moment. Looking in the opposite direction up the street, you can see the location used for Melchek riding his motorcycle as he's rehiring the severed employees. And to our left, an iconic Kier landmark. Built in 1921, the Wirtz Street Bridge is Kingston's oldest suspension bridge. Once a key transport route over Rondout Creek, it now stands as a historic landmark, its steel framework adding a quiet industrial charm to the world of Kier.
So we're on this really amazing suspension bridge, which is featured a lot in season 1 of Severance. And one of the very cool things is when Mark drives over this bridge, you can see these buildings here behind me that look very similar to where he lives. And actually, when you see the show cut together, you'll see him drive over here towards those houses, and then he turns into the estate in Nyack, where the houses are that we visited in our other video. The other really cool thing that you can see from this bridge is the train trestle over there in the background, which is a feature of the show in many episodes. And we're going to head over there now and get a closer look.
Originally built in 1882, the Wilbur train trestle once carried freight across Kingston's rail lines. Now, its towering steel beams and weathered structure stand as a haunting reminder of the past, making it a perfect backdrop for our show. And if you think this shed hiding under its domineering shadow looks familiar, you would be right, as it's the location of where Mark practiced trying to imprint writing on his eyes in the episode Who is Alive? Less than a mile along Rondout Creek, we arrive at the waterfront, known as the Strand, that serves as the backdrop for Irving's home. Featured in several sequences of the show, we always see this area at night. The stark, simple build of these homes amplifies the apparent simplicity of Irving's existence outside of the severed floor. Before we leave Kingston and head to our next filming location, there are two final spots that Severance fans will definitely recognise. At the intersection of Cornell and Fashion, we arrive at Red Owl, the real-life location used for Great Doors, where Dylan has his failed job interview. What's amazing is that the production team didn't really change much. The signage, the building, even the front is nearly identical to how it appears in the show.
You got this.
Eng's Chinese Restaurant, a Kingston staple since 1927, has been serving classic Chinese-American cuisine for nearly a century. To shoot at this location, the production team made a few key changes, whilst retaining the classic look of the restaurant. Most notably, the removal of this tree and lamppost to tidy up the shot the team were going for as Mark leaves the restaurant. And of course, the name change, from Eng's to Zufu. Zufu means grandfather in Chinese, and many fans have pointed out that only Fu is illuminated. What does this mean for Mark? And for the story? So we happen to be here on one of the 2 days where this restaurant's closed, so unfortunately we cannot go inside and show you the interior, but that just means it's an opportunity for us to come and return on another day, because Esther and I were saying we really like Kingston, so we'd love to come back here. But now we've had enough of the big town and the city, and it's an opportunity to go on a little outdoor retreat.
This is Mr. Milchick from work, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to your first ever outdoor retreat and team building occurrence.
If you are delighting in the fruits of this video presentation, we invite you to press the subscribe button so that you can enjoy other video presentations on our channel, such as the production of Lumon products, or the exploration of other Lumon locations. We praise Kier for your commitment to this channel. About 25 miles southwest of Kingston lies Minnewaska State Park, a stunning preserve spanning over 22,000 acres. This park is home to dramatic cliffs, frozen lakes, and waterfalls. But before we can enjoy the view, there's a bit of a hike ahead, and in true Kier fashion, it's not exactly an easy path.
There is a lot of slippery ice. Should have bought ice skates. How would they have got down here in their outdoor retreat? Esther has found herself a stick. It's sensible. Okay, so we're heading down to where everyone saw their duplicates standing on the cliff. So this is where they would have stood, and just down there, look, is where they were gathered, and where Irv tried to drown Helena. Hey! Irv, cut it out! Esther, in typical fashion, is off. No fear, fearless. Oh my god. Right. Literally chunks of ice having fallen off here. This is slippery. This might be a bad idea. It's hard to convey exactly how slippery this path really was. Suffice it to say, sliding down became easier than walking down. But at the bottom, there was a reward waiting for us. That was quite an adventure.
This is the tallest waterfall on the planet. You have followed the path of Kier and Dieter and reached Woe's Hollow.
It's pretty cool to be here. Like any location like this, you get here and you're like, oh, this is where everything happened. This is where all the cool stuff went on. And I was just thinking about that final shot, you know, with Irving looking at the camera and that really cool pullback zoom that they do with the waterfall in the background. But yeah, you can see all of the locations where they shot over here. They were standing in this area. The only thing that's missing is our doubles. We need some doubles standing up on the cliff face.
Esther staring down from the top of the waterfall really helped recreate the strange vibe of this moment in the show. The tallest waterfall in the world, the strange, slightly off doubles in work clothes.
You can see literally where they were standing. It's pretty awesome. Certainly the doubles for the show had to stand close to the edge. We are walking towards the lake and the overlook where they first find themselves at the outdoor retreat.
These are the cliffs where they gather as a team, and where Mark first sees Irving on the ice.
I'm sure they did a little bit of movie magic. Probably took that building out over there and augmented it a tiny bit. But yeah, we're here. And I've got my second cameraman here. Second unit director right here.
We decided to walk around the edge of the lake and get a closer look at the cliff top.
I feel like I need to leap off here and fly like Kier into the wind.
And when we finally arrived at the ledge where Mark stood, the view was stunning.
Wow, this is insane.
One of the great things about this location, other than the otherworldly view of this incredible frozen lake, is the multiple plateaus and ledges which make it perfect for creating the strange moment where the team gather in a state of confusion about where they are.
Hello? Hello?
It also just makes for some epic shots. And an epic echo. It's a good echo. Wow.
That was a great echo. One of the strange anomalies about this place is occasionally bumping into your twin.
After dealing with that strange anomaly, it was time to hit the road for a few final locations we had saved until after dark.
So we're here at the Beacon building in the town of Beacon, and this doubled up as the Hall of Records in the town of Kier. It was in this spot here that Mark encountered two people demonstrating against Lumon and handed him a pamphlet.
Do you have a moment for children's brain health? You folks have a moment for children's brain health?
And this circular area here is where they had a statue.
Just a block from this location, at the intersection of Main Street and East Main Street, we encounter a rare piece of traffic history, a dummy traffic light installed in 1926. This vintage signal has directed travellers for nearly a century, becoming an iconic landmark of the town, and of course it's the perfect spot for a filming location. We see it in this scene as Irving drives in a desperate search for Bert, while Cobell drives frantically in the opposite direction. It's time to leave the town of Beacon behind and head further south to Nyack for our final filming location.
So making one last stop on the way back from this epic trip that we've taken today, this behind me is the gas station where Petey sadly takes his last breath.
The gas station remains basically the same, the only things they've changed being the signage over the top of the gas pumps. And if you think this gas station looks familiar, it's because it is. It also starred in John Wick and became the Red Rocket truck stop in the HBO series Fallout.
You're probably asking yourself, what about the Lumon building? What about Mark's house? Well, you're going to want to watch this video where we go into the Lumon building itself
And also this video, which shows you how we made some of the props from the Severance show. Either one. I like this one.